All right, this is a brief video showing the use of the relFinder application on the Virtuoso sparql endpoint set up at Ocean Leadership. So let's go ahead and jump in to relFinder. One of the first things we have to do is we actually have to load the configuration for relFinder. There are several that are already built in, and you can take a look at those. DBTunes, open drug data, things like that. But what we really want to do is work with the data sets that we're using at Ocean Leadership. So let's go ahead and load configuration here. And I'll navigate to the relFinder configurations that I've saved. We'll go ahead and load those in. Basically, all this is doing is two things. It's giving the identity or endpoint for the sparql server, and it's also registering the namespaces that we want to find relationships across. We want to go ahead and click this. We can pull it up here real quick and give you an idea of what it looks like. So basically, you see we register our link URIs that we want to work with. In this case, the Ocean Leadership name space, the SCOS ones, and a few others. We have to make sure that we're going to use this one and that we have it selected up in this area right here. Now, what we'll do then is I've got a few resource IDs that we can work with. In fact, I've got 3 that I'll deal with. The first one is from an experiment with the legacy Janus database. So we have that one that we can work with. The second one I'll put in is actually from the Janus AMP age model application. And the third one is data harvested from the LDEO Cetus Phase 1 metadata service. So we'll put those 3 resources in. Obviously, all 3 of these RDF graphs have been loaded into Virtuoso already. So we'll go ahead and let it begin to find these relationships. This is a very rough first pass at this data, so a lot of the naming is kind of ambiguous here. The C that you see here, I believe, is coming from the age model. This one, I believe, is coming from the Janus database, and a third one will pop in here probably at some point right here. Here's one from the Lamont Doherty Phase 1 Cetus Phase 1 components. What we're seeing then is the relationships that are taking place here, and in fact, again, this is very early on in the creationship of these linkages to each other. So all we're finding right now is that we are connecting on the SCOS-related RDF resources for the leg and the site that's associated with these particular pieces of data. Each of leg, site, and whole is actually associated as a SCOS-related node within these graphs. So you can actually pull back and instead of trying to deal at a whole level or site level, even deal at a leg level for finding these relationships. So all this graph is really showing right now is that, one, we have a pipeline that's working correctly, and that all 3 of these resources are associated both at a whole, at a leg and site level. We could actually back some of these out a little bit too and find out that maybe we were only associating these resources at a leg level or perhaps at a site level. And I could actually then discover whole level relationships as well. But the first run gives you an idea of how to operate relFinder with the configuration files and to begin doing some very simple types of searches.